Sir Topham Hackrai here for another one review. This time, the Spiteful Breakvan. Because I'm an auto manipulator. I'm a content creator. I'm an auto manipulator. I'm a cool operator. Most of you won't get that song. Unless you're maybe like, what, one of like the two and a quarter, 2.5, maybe 2 2/3 of a person to really know who the heck Crispin Hellion Glover is. Or Glover. You know, I like his content. Plus, he was in Back to the Future, even though he sued them because he wasn't in the second movie. It's a complicated story. Why the hell am I telling you this? I'm just going to review the damn item. The Spiteful Breakvan, one of my favorite items because it came from... Because I just like the way it looks. It's an honest-to-God Breakvan. And it's such an awesome item because all the other stuff that you tack on the trains at the end of all, like, the one railway trains is the freaking cabooses. You know, I'm kind of a purist, so I kind of like my British. I like to keep all my English stuff with my English stuff. I like to keep with my American stuff, all my American stuff. Like, it's like, imagine going into North Station or South Station, whichever station you like in Boston. It's like when you go there, and all of a sudden, an a class 40-something, I'm going to call it class 125 because that's the name I know, an HST frickin' pulls in, right next, in like Amtrak colors. Even though that sounds really awesome, it could be really freaky. Plus, you know, it'd be like a turbo liner, but better. Yeah, that was freaking awkward. Anyway, back to the item. So this is the Spiteful Breakvan. He only appeared in one story or episode, that being Breakvan, where Douglas crushes him. I think this is like one of the very few characters that suffer like an on book, or if you watch the TV series, an on-screen death. You know, Scruffy also suffered a similar fate, but they had the sense in the TV series to never say die, and they rebuilt him in the TV series, and strangely hasn't appeared ever again because of that. You know, just like the sudden disappearance of Boko, Derek, Duke. But by the way, if there's a trifecta of engines I want to have reappeared in the upcoming seasons of the TV series, Boko, Duke, and Derek. That is all. Anyway, so this is basically a Breakvan. He's very spiteful, and he has like this little, ha-ha, you see? I'm gonna ruin your day, Donald, ha-ha. Oh, apparently he's Bane. Batman, we must kill the Batman, and push the Batman down Gordon's hill. Brown bricks and Minecraft! Ha-ha! So anyway, yeah. So it's a really cool item. Did a lot of rambling in this episode. You know, NW Breakvan, which, by the way, stands for Northwestern, because the railway on the island of Sodor, for most people who, probably the 5-year-olds that watch the series probably don't know, is that it stands for Northwestern Railway. Because that's where the island of Sodor is, in the northwestern place of England. You know, like Cumbria. I'll probably be the only American to know what Cumbria is. Like most rednecks are probably going to be like, oh, what's that? Hey, what's that? No, I can't do a good redneck. Get her done. I don't know what Cumbria is. Is it a cheese that I spread on my wife's legs? You know, stuff rednecks say. You know. Do I recommend buying it? Yes. I highly recommend it. Assuming you can go get it for a decent price and in decent condition, because mine is a little beat up, but I remember buying this back when it was still in stores. I think it was like one of the last, I think it was like probably the last couple, I think it was like the last one in the store. No, I think it was right around when it got discontinued. And I remember having it come with, you know, those little item catalog pamphlets when you buy Thomas Wooden Railway stuff back in the day, you know, back when it was great. Back when it's not going to be replaced by a successor that is going to be so crappy when it comes out. But, you know, awesome item. Go buy it if you haven't already. Now to the Jake. And I'm kind of tired.